Are you looking for a solid solution to mount your tablet to your Mavic Pro controller? In this video, I take a look at 2 mounts that do just that, coming up. What's up guys, thanks so much for stopping by the channel. My name's Timothy, and on this channel I focus on tech, tools, and tutorials to help you create the best content for your productions and YouTube channels. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. If at any time during this video you want more information about the products that I'm featuring or the gear that I use on this channel, be sure to check out the links and show notes in the description below. One of the biggest requests I've received from you guys has been to find a solution to mounting a tablet to the Mavic Pro controller. Obviously, we have this really small controller that does a great job of being portable and mounting phones and stuff, but sometimes you guys want larger devices, larger screens, the ability to see more. And so today I found a couple different options for you guys that I want to go over. The first option I actually found on Etsy from a store called Dirty J Designs. Jonathan over there has done a fantastic job of printing 3D materials in order to create a mount for a tablet. It's made out of really solid 3D printable material. It's the highest quality printed material you can get, and so this is not a plastic sort of thing that's going to break or that's brittle, but it's actually rubber, so it's super flexible, and it also grips your controller base and your iPad or tablet very well. It's made up of a couple different components. There is the mount side that goes into the controller itself, and this system that's actually held together by rubber bands, which is pretty clever, that will spring down and clamp your iPad into place. So obviously this is adjustable for any kind of tablet. I've used an iPad Air on it or an iPad Mini, but also if you have an Android tablet of a certain size. So this is certainly going to be really flexible to fit any of your tablets just with one mount. The makeup of it is these carbon fiber rails, and so it's really, really lightweight, and it's also collapsible, so you can take off this bottom part and collapse it down to this. You can go even further and take this part as well, but I find that this right here is probably the best bet in order to keep it nice and portable, so you have your mount right there. Now, Jonathan actually sent me this to review several weeks ago, but I couldn't really give a good review of it because it wasn't holding the tablet very well. It was really wobbly inside of the controller. And so I reached out to him and said, hey, I think there's a few things you might improve on. And immediately he replied back to me and said, okay, great. Thanks for the feedback. Let me go back to the workbench and I'll get back to you. And the very same night, he sent me pictures of a solution that he came up with. And he sent the new model priority mail to me. So what's really cool about this new design that he has is there's these small little ledges right here, and these ledges actually connect into the inside of the side handles, and those really hold this thing in place. So once you get it in there and these ledges are right inside the handle, it does a really good job and doesn't slip anymore. It keeps the little, I would just call them nubs, right here on this bottom ledge of the controller, and that provides all of the stability for the iPad. So everything is nice and solid now. Obviously I'm moving my bottom hand, but you can see it's really, really solid, and it doesn't slip out anymore. It did initially, but like I said, his attention to detail and listening to customer feedback was really, really impressive. So I'm super confident that this would hold your tablets very, very well. It does provide ample room to get around the joysticks, to get to the other buttons. Everything, you can still access it. It's really lightweight, which is nice, and it's made up of durable material. You can pick one up from Etsy directly. I'm going to leave links in the description below. They're only $35, so it's a pretty cheap option for you. And he does include extra rubber bands as well. And again, I just think it's really great when a creator is listening to their customers and improving their product based on feedback. So shout out to Jonathan for sending me this, and hopefully it's helpful to you. If you want to pick one up, links in the description below. The next mount I want to show you is from a company called Mavmount. Mavmount.com sent me this over as a great solution for mounting your iPads. It is incredibly well built. The base pad here is actually made from aluminum, carved out here, so it has some significant heft to it, really good weightiness to the base plate, which is a great thing because it actually counterbalances the iPad weight or your tablet weight, because a lot of times what happens when you mount such a large tablet on top of your controller is that it starts to become really top heavy, which can sometimes really affect your joystick controls because you're having to, balance the weight off with your other fingers. And so having this much weight in the bottom is a really great thing. The mount for your iPad is a spring-loaded piece of plastic with a nice foam backing, so you don't have to worry about scratching your device, and you can just lift it up and slide your tablet in and out. You do need to buy the appropriate tablet adapter for the size of the tablet that you have. Mavmount actually sent me one for the iPad Air as well as the iPad Mini. You do need to switch out the mount with the ball head if you have a different size tablet you're wanting to use. One of the best features of this mount is the actual ball head mount. So if you're familiar with camera tripods with ball mounts, this is really fantastic. Basically there's this plate, the aluminum plate, and a 1/4-20 screw that goes to the bottom of it, and then a ball head connects here. So I guess technically you could replace this ball head with another one that you would have as part of your camera rig, but this is a really neat thing, because once you tighten that down really well, this small little thumb screw here can loosen, and then you get a full range however you wish to tilt or move your iPad or your tablet. It can all be done right here, and you can get that perfect angle adjusted and then tighten it down, and it's there. So to get this thing into the mount, all you do is insert it into the area where your phone would sit normally, snug it up against the top, and squeeze the sides in, and that is it. It is in place, and that weight on it, even though it is a little heavier, is not coming out at all. You can see it stayed in there nice and snug, and now you just adjust that thumb screw right here and angle your tablet if you want it to be up here. You can even do it so that it's lower if you want your tablet to be underneath the controller. That's a good option if you want to like rest it on your chest or something and look down like that. You can have it, but however you want it to be. It can be off to the side, literally any direction you want this to sit at, and in the angle it can, just by tightening that thumb screw. The other cool thing is that this tablet mount comes with 2 1/4-20 mounting screw positions, so you can put it here and mount your tablet, or you can actually lay it down flat and screw it in and mount your tablet. So depending on the exact angle, or if you want it up here or if you want it flatter, you can have either of those options just by unscrewing it and putting it in the other position. This particular Mavmount comes in at just under $60, so it is more expensive than the first option I showed you, but I do think it's more durable and overall has a better weight and heft to it, and so definitely worth, almost double the price of the first one. You do need to keep in mind that you need to buy the correct tablet adapter. So if you want multiple adapters, that's going to cost you more as well if you want to use different tablets with it. The Mavmount can also come in black, gold, blue, or red, and so you can have a color selection there if you so choose to kind of brighten up your device a little bit. Both of these tablet adapters do make sure that the bottom USB port on your controller is fully functional and available to be used. So that's actually how you connect everything. Once you have a tablet on here, you run your cable from the bottom of your tablet. If it's an iPad, you plug that lightning cable in and you plug it into the full-size USB port on the bottom of your controller, fire up your DJI Go 4.0 app or whatever app you have, and that's how it all syncs up together. So you don't actually use that small little side USB cable that you normally use for your phone. Mine's just out of the way right now, but you do use that bottom connector in order to make everything run and work. So again, 2 really great options for you as far as portability goes. I did talk about the first one being able to come apart and come down. The Mavmount as well, you can unscrew the tablet adapter and you have that as your mount. This one comes off the bottom, and so you have that. So a little bit smaller in the Mavmount, a lot more heavy in the Mavmount, a little bit larger, but a lot lighter in this 3D printed one from Etsy. So 2 options for you guys, 2 price points, $35 for this one on Etsy, a little bit more flexibility in that this one mount will fit whatever tablet size you have, just under $60 for the Mavmount, a lot more durability, and definitely a lot more flexibility as far as the position you can place your iPad or your tablet, but you are going to have to factor in if you need to buy extra adapters for your different tablet sizes. Overall, what's best? I think that it's up to the user. For me personally, I do prefer the heft of the Mavmount and the flexibility of just being able to put that ball head at any position. And since I only use one tablet size, this works for me really well. But this is also a really great option if you want to spend a little bit less and still have a great solution. Question of the day. Leave a comment below and let me know, what do you use with your Mavic Pro controller? Do you find a phone being sufficient for you, or do you rather have a larger screen with a tablet or something like that? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. So that's going to do it for today's video. If you'd like to check out either of these adapters, there are links in the description down below, and I hope that it's been helpful to see a couple options for you and hopefully get you guys up and running with a tablet that's going to be a great option for flying your Mavic Pro. So thanks for watching today, guys. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video.